B complex. Imagine that inside your body there's a team of 8 tiny biochemical keys capable of igniting your energy, sharpening your brain, and repairing your cells. This team is the B complex, a set of vitamins so crucial that without them your body simply couldn't function. That's why we've prepared this interesting topic to explain what the B complex is for and what it does to your body when you consume any of the components that make up the B complex. Is there a recommended dosage? What's the correct way to consume these vitamins? Are there any side effects to consuming the B complex? What happens if I take too much? Is it good for me or bad for me? Are there any contraindications? What is the interaction between the B complex or any of the 8 vitamins that make up the B complex and alcohol? Stay until the end of the video and find out everything. We are Project Sibtaj. Let's begin. Let's start by defining what the B complex is. Well, the B complex isn't just one vitamin. You have to understand that it's a set of 8 water-soluble vitamins. By water-soluble, I mean that these vitamins dissolve easily in water and are essential for life. What are these 8 vitamins? They are B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, B9, and finally, B12. These vitamins act as coenzymes, and you might ask, what does that mean? They act biochemically, enabling our bodies to perform thousands of metabolic reactions correctly. Without them, you wouldn't produce energy, and you would feel completely tired and fatigued. You wouldn't produce erythrocytes, which are red blood cells. Your nervous system would fail. What happens to your DNA? Well, it simply wouldn't be able to repair itself, and your body would collapse from the inside out. Now you know the importance of the B complex. And now, you might be wondering, what is it for? Well, the B complex participates in very essential functions. The first is energy and metabolism. It transforms foods like carbohydrates, fats, and proteins into usable energy for your body. Without these vitamins, you would feel chronically fatigued. It also acts on the nervous system, participating in the production of neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine, which are key for maintaining a positive mood and aiding memory and concentration. It also plays a role in the formation of red blood cells, especially with B9 and B12, which prevent anemia and allow your tissues to receive oxygen properly. Also at the cellular and DNA level, these will be essential for regeneration and cell protection in your body. What about your skin, hair, and nails? Let me tell you that 3 essential vitamins, biotin, riboflavin, and niacin, will contribute significantly to keeping them healthy. Now that you know what the B complex is for, we need to understand what happens in the body when you consume any of the vitamins that make up the B complex. Well, let me tell you that when you take B complex, especially if you are deficient in these vitamins, very clear changes will occur in your body. The first is that your energy will increase and fatigue will decrease. The function and speed of the nervous system will also improve considerably. Red blood cell production will be optimized. Mood will stabilize in some people. You will no longer feel irritable. That's why consuming these vitamins will be very helpful. Your cells will better protect themselves from oxidative damage, and your skin will become healthier. And what about people with symptoms of vitamin B12 deficiency or any of the components of the B complex? Well, the changes you'll experience will happen within days of consuming any of the B complex components again. So pay close attention to this point. What's the correct way to consume the B complex? Well, let me tell you that it's recommended to take it in the morning, since the B complex participates in energy production, which is why it's recommended in the morning. If you're someone who takes it at night, you may experience discomfort or insomnia. This is generally the case in sensitive individuals. It's also recommended that you take it with food, since taking it with food will improve absorption, reduce digestive discomfort, and even prevent nausea. You shouldn't mix it with alcohol, because if you take it with alcohol, you can reduce its effectiveness and increase the risk of deficiencies. Ideally, you should leave an interval of at least 24 hours between consuming alcohol and taking supplements of any of these vitamins. Pay close attention to this. You also have to keep in mind that you shouldn't take more than the recommended dose. What do I mean by this? If you think that the idea that consuming more vitamins will improve your nervous system and memory is a misconception. Mega doses can cause nausea and liver damage from high niacin intake. Neuropathy can also occur. What is neuropathy? It's nerve damage, which can lead to symptoms like numbness, tingling, pain, or weakness in the extremities. This is generally caused by excessive consumption of vitamin B6. Respect the dosage prescribed by your doctor, because if you consume it in excess, as I mentioned, you can experience any of these symptoms or problems. Everything in excess is bad. What happens to my body when I consume any of the B vitamins? When you take B complex, especially if you're deficient in any of these vitamins, your body will experience some very clear changes. First, your energy will increase and fatigue will decrease. The function and speed of the nervous system will improve. Red blood cell production will also be optimized. Mood stabilizes. In some people, this can be particularly helpful, as some will experience irritation very quickly, and these vitamins act directly against this type of mood. Cells will separate more effectively in your body, oxidative damage will be avoided, and the skin will become healthier. Generally, people who have symptoms of a deficiency in any of these vitamins will feel the changes within days. So, you should take this information into account. What is the recommended dosage for any of the B complex components? According to the U.S. National Institute of Food and Nutrition, adults should consume between 1.1 and 1.2 mg of vitamin B1 and between 1.1 and 1.3 mg of vitamin B2. What about niacin, which is B? The recommended intake is 14 to 16 mg per day. For B5, it's 5 mg per day. For B6, the recommended intake is 1.3 to 1.7, and for bilobate, which is B7, it's 30 micrograms per day. Vitamin B9, which refers to folate, should be consumed at a rate of 400 g per day. And what about cobalamin, which is vitamin B12? The recommended daily intake is 2.4 mcg. Generally, you should keep in mind that if you are deficient in these vitamins, the dose should be slightly higher. And what about pregnant and breastfeeding women? Their needs for these vitamins are even greater. So, you need to consider this information if you want to increase your vitamin intake. And remember, a megadose can harm your body. What are the food sources where we can find these vitamins? Well, you can get them from a wide variety of foods. If we're talking about animal sources, we'll find them in foods like liver, meat, soy, fish, and shellfish. Chicken is also a good source, as are eggs and dairy products, which are rich in these B vitamins. Now, what about plant-based foods? Legumes, nuts, and whole grains, especially fortified ones, will contain these vitamins. Dark green leafy vegetables will also be a good source. Any of the vitamins already mentioned, and nutritional yeast. Let me tell you that B12, however, is one of the vitamins we can only find in animal products. So vegans must supplement it to avoid a deficiency. What are the side effects of consuming B-complex vitamins? Well, generally, these vitamins are safe because they are water-soluble. But some supplements can cause your urine to have a bright yellowish appearance. This can be due to riboflavin, and mild digestive discomfort may occur. Headaches may be present in some people who are sensitive. In specific cases, niacin, which is B3, can cause intense facial flushing. What is flushing? You can experience sudden skin reddening and itching, and in high doses, as we've mentioned, you can develop liver damage, meaning direct damage to the liver. The liver. What about B6, which is pyridoxine? Excessive consumption can lead to neuropathy, direct damage to the nerves. You may also experience numbness and tingling. Pay close attention to this point. What happens to your body if you consume excessive amounts of vitamin B12 or any of the B complex components? Well, taking more than necessary won't increase your energy, but it can cause problems such as liver toxicity, nerve damage, altered laboratory tests, and even interactions with medications. Never consume mega doses without medical supervision. Are there any contraindications to consuming B-complex vitamins? Well, let me tell you that you should use them with great caution. If you are taking levodopa, which is another type of medication, B6 can interfere with its action, so it would be a contraindication. For people with liver disease or liver damage, niacin can be dangerous. Patients with active peptic ulcers are not recommended to consume any of these vitamins. And if you want to do it, it's best to consult a specialist for better guidance. People undergoing treatment with certain anticonvulsants are also advised against consuming B-complex vitamins. And people with a pre-existing allergy to any of the B-complex components should also stop taking them to avoid direct skin irritation. This information is quite significant because you must consider that there are also contraindications to consuming these vitamins. Finally, as a conclusion to this video, we must mention that B-complex is not just any supplement, it's a set of essential vitamins beneficial to your body. They will keep your energy, brain, blood, and even your cells functioning correctly. Most people can obtain it through a good diet, but in cases of deficiency or malabsorption under certain conditions, supplementation can make a big difference. I hope you enjoyed learning about B-complex and its importance to the body. If so, I invite you to subscribe and like the page. Be ready to receive information about other very important medications. We are the Taj Project. My name is Taj. Thank you very much.